G'day guys, welcome back to Mad Max. This morning I thought I'd jump back on and do a sort of like a final sort of review of the game now that it's done, and before I uninstall it and delete all the save files and stuff. So yeah, last night finished the game. I sort of did one, but I kind of edited it out of the video so you guys didn't really get to see it at the end because I wasn't really happy with it. So I was sitting there and I just wrote a bunch of different things on my phone, just different topics and stuff. So I'm just going to go through them quickly. They're in no specific order, but it's just the good and the bad bits about the game and the things that just kind of screw the game up severely, in all honesty. And we'll just start with the first thing, which is we'll just go into the menu. Actually, we can start with the map. This is just the easiest place to start. Okay, so you've got a massive expanse of wasteland, which is full of way too much shit. There is too much stuff to do. Like one territory, that took me hours to clear that territory. And then you look at this and you look at the game and you're like, oh cool, there's like 4 different provinces plus Gastown and stuff. And then you really sit there and start looking at it and go, it's all the same. We spent ages to get this one done. I wanted to build one camp just to see what would happen when it was done. It took us ages to do that, and it was fine doing it once. Okay, that was fun to see what happens. Then you're meant to do it again and clear all that. Then you're meant to do it again and clear all that. And then you go to do Deep Frames, which isn't as bad, but still, you don't want to repeat the same thing 4 times. And it's nothing changes. If everything was changing and everywhere was different, like if this is where you got your ammo, over here you get, I don't know, something different, better guns or something. Up in Pink Eye's territory you get something different. That's fine, but it's exactly the same. The game doesn't change. I mean, the camps get harder, but that's not a challenge because the melee combat's boring. It's X and Y's. There are some more interesting fights where you got to dodge around a bit, but again, it doesn't evolve. In all honesty, after we did this and cleared this entire province, I was thinking about maybe doing this one, but then, like, why? Clearly we didn't have to do it. We probably could have actually finished the game a long time ago. It's just that I thought I needed to upgrade my car a lot more for Gastown races and stuff. And yeah, so there's just repetitive. And the thing is, the wasteland could have been maybe 2 provinces big. That could have been the whole game if they put more detail into the scavenger locations and stuff. Make them different, make them interesting, make them, yeah, just better. And the map could have been half the size and been more interesting. In honesty, how often did I drive from one side of the map to the other? You didn't need to, because you gave me that fast travel thing, which just saved me time. So the map could have been that big, it could have been just as good. I mean, all these scavenger locations, you could have made something interesting, make them like, I don't know, blown up shopping centre or something. And you have to fight your way through a shopping centre, do something different. And they're all basically the same and stuff. There's lots of camps that we didn't explore. I know there was one that's on a bridge somewhere, but again, it's still a camp, it's still the same shit, so it's not interesting. But yeah, like the map's too big and there's too much little shit that's just annoying. Like collecting a little bit of scrap is annoying. So yeah, I mean, in all honesty, this was the best looking region, the Dunes region. It looked like a proper desert. It's meant to be the Australian outback. That looks a lot like the Australian outback, except we don't have massive dunes. Well, we do, but it's not all like that. But yeah, that was cool. I like that a lot more than all the terrain around here, but you have to have variety, and that's what they did. That's fine. But too much stuff, too much crap, and yeah, just you're gonna. If I had done that, that would have been a couple hours there, sort of thing, and not interested. So yeah, so that was the map. What else was there? I mean, all these workout locations and stuff, that was cool. The camps, well, yeah, if we just had to do 2 camps, I would have spent the time to upgrade them and do it properly. Even though they are the same, I would have done it, but I'm not doing 4. Not interested. As for the death races, they never really interested me, so we did 1 because we had to. Apart from that, didn't do them. Yeah, so everything's the same. Camps, scarecrows, snipers, convoys, and minefields. Like, I never even finished doing this region with the minefield because it's just boring. So that's it for the map. As for in here, now Bios, I never even read them. Max, well, yeah, we had to upgrade him. That was fine. The upgrades are useful. They work. I mean, they do what they're meant to do, I guess. The garage, well, yeah, upgrade the car. It does make a difference. So, again, it's fine. Being this expensive to upgrade your V8, come on, the whole point of the game was to get the V8 and to get all this. To make people get 4,000 scrap is ridiculous. So we never even, and it was so late in the game that we got the V8 that we never even had time to really save up that much. I mean, there's a few more missions we could have done, but it was like the second last mission, like main mission that we did, that we were given the V8. So, like, yeah, whatever. And Legend, well, we did that because it just gave us better weapons, and the melee weapons lasted longer, really a bit more health. We'll get back to the whole eating dog food and stuff. And collectibles, well, we never even really bothered with that. So that's it for the map and the character sort of thingy. What else we got on my phone? Okay, so next thing was the melee combat. Melee combat was boring. All I did was push X and Y half the game, and I told you guys that constantly. They could have changed that up so much. They could have done different things. There was, in here, in Max's, where is it? In here. There was all their skills. So you could buy these with scrap, which gave him abilities to do different things. Now, I kept doing these because it gave like different executions and stuff. It made the combat a little bit more interesting. The thing is, it doesn't change much. I mean, you're still going to push X and Y. It just pops up with the execution every now and then when you push A and he does an execution. Those skills should have been something completely different. Like, I know there's one in there to break a shield, but to break the shield, all you do is hit X. You could have done something like, I don't know, change the controls up a bit. Maybe use the left trigger to defend, and then the right trigger to do an attack, and then you push B or something to do a special type of attack. Just change it up and make the combat a lot more interesting. So they failed with that one. Vehicle combat, well, all that involved was using the Thunderpoon to take out the armor, then pulling off a wheel and driving away. Never used the flamethrowers, barely used the grinding stuff, just because we didn't need to and it wasn't very interesting. So it's quicker just to use a harpoon, kill them and keep going. What else we got? All the boss fights were pretty much all the same. So yeah, he got, at the end you did like 5 boss fights sort of in a row, and he had some help, but that was just you kill the other people first, then you kill the boss exactly the same way. Just dive out of the way, hit him, shiv him, wait for him to attack, dive out of the way, same thing. Like, so boring. There could have been so many more things to make this game interesting. The storyline was a fail. The fact that at the end we got betrayed by this guy, which the guy didn't react to at all. Like, come on, the guy just killed that chick that you apparently fell in love with or whatever, and you didn't care. You then got pissed off, went and killed Scrotus, that's fine. The car got destroyed in the end. We're going to get to the car in a minute. So that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, the actual end bit was stupid. You could have just killed Scrotus in a fight, and that would have been a good enough ending. But they decided to make it how it was, and that was a bad idea. As for the car, this game is based around your car. The whole thing is to build magnum opus, build your dream car, build the best car ever. You got the dickhead numbnuts in the back. I'm glad he died. That's one thing I am happy about. Look, there's no reason for him to have died, apart from the fact that he betrayed us, but the game didn't pick up on that at all. But yeah, he just died because he loved the car, whatever. Now, the whole game's based around this car. First things first, you have no attachment to this car. I couldn't give a shit about this car, which you're meant to really care about, because it's your magnum opus. The fact that you pick your car at the start, and it makes no difference what car you choose, because you can find the rest of the car bodies and change them whenever you feel like it. You should have picked your car at the start, and that's the car you stay with the entire game. Why would I even give the people the choice of picking a car if 5 minutes later you find a car body and you can change it? What was the point? So that was stupid. And that just makes, yeah, like you don't care about the car. And then you keep getting all these other cars and stuff, which I never used once, apart from the buggy to find some landmines. Don't know why we needed all those other cars. We could have just sold them for scrap. It would have been a lot quicker. Now, yeah, the characters in the game are good. Like, you got Scrotus and that. You got the stripper. You got Numbnuts in the back. It all sort of works with the Wasteland and all that sort of thing. Even though the storyline doesn't explain much about why we're in a Wasteland, etc. But yeah, the characters are good. Scrotus is obviously a good enemy. You've got all the other bosses who are all exactly the same, like mini boss fights and that are all exactly the same. In all honesty, that boss fight we did with the two guys with the shields, as well as the boss, was a much harder fight than fighting Scrotus. So, yep, like Scrotus was not hard to kill. The end game where everyone said, "Oh, it's interesting, it's different." All you do is blow up some vehicles, blow up his tanker, and then, yeah, it's really no different. Pretty much all the same. Now, what else we got? Okay, yeah, so, shut up, don't talk. You're dead.
The sacred parts of the great
Shut up.
spiritual schemes scattered across the hills.
Yes.
I recognize their
Oh my
scrap
god.
as holy treasure.
Okay, good thing he died. So, next thing is like food, water, and fuel. You're meant to be in a desert. It's meant to be a survival game. It's not. I think it's meant to be like based on. Well, I don't know what this game's based on. My opinion coming into it was you're meant to be in the Wasteland. You're meant to be fighting for survival. You don't fight for survival. I barely had to fill my car up with fuel. I did in the start a couple of times. Apart from that, we didn't have to. As for food and water, etc., well, you need some water every now and then for your health. Food we never really touched. No, there's no point. Oh, fuck, here comes a storm. Just go into the menu. Yeah, so food, like, you could have made the game so much different again. Like, you should have had to have scavenged for food and water and gone and got petrol, and you could have stockpiled your fuel somewhere or something. It's just too easy, and it was not a survival game. It was just, it's kind of like a casual game that was just boring. Alright, what else we got? Yeah, we got Betrayed. Yeah, we know about that. That was just something that was never picked up in a bad storyline. For whatever reason, we're the only person in the whole entire game with a gun. Like, no one else has a gun. How does that make sense? We've got plenty of ammo, and there's ammo everywhere. Oh, the snipers are around. Yeah, that's them. But no one else in the game has a gun? Seriously? I mean, come on. Again, that's making the game too easy, and half the time I just sat there and used up all my shotgun ammo, and that was enough to get me to a point where we got to a checkpoint, then we can go back and just go back to Jeets and get more ammo and do it all again. We never even fully upgraded our ammo belts or anything. We could have gotten a bit more. You don't get a lot, but you could have got a bit more. What was, like, I know it's not meant to be a shooting game. If it's not meant to be a shooting game and it's meant to be a survival game, get rid of guns completely. Don't give us the advantage of having a gun. It's not needed. I know sniper rifles, yeah, if everyone can use them, that's fine. I can use them. But don't give me an advantage with the gun. It's silly. The car, well, the car upgrades themselves. Now, they were useful. However, there was only one point in the game where I ever felt that I actually needed to upgrade my car. And that was to do that race, because we needed to catch, what's his, whatever that guy's name was. We needed to catch him, and all I really needed for that was a bit more handling. But in all honesty, we had 5 minutes to catch him. If I took it easier the first couple of times I tried, we would have caught him. We only had to hit him 5 times with the Thunderpoon. So we could have actually done that. I thought it was going to be a lot harder because it was late game. I kind of just assumed it would be a lot harder, but it wasn't. The weather, well, the weather is cool. I mean, the storms coming in, that they are cool to look at and they're cool to be in, except most of the time they came at the most useless time where we're halfway inside of a camp or just about to go into a camp and stuff, and I'm not going to turn around and go back to Jeet Stronghold and then have to drive all the way back, etc. And they just came at stupid times where you couldn't even really make the most of it. Like, you meant to go and pick up scrap and stuff in the storms. They were just annoying more than anything. Like, they look cool, but they were just annoying. And we ended up, like, getting hit by shit, and half the time we're in the middle of a boss fight and there's a storm and we're flying around in the air and stuff. They're just more annoying than anything. putting fast travel in a game, I'm glad they did it in this game because it sped the game up a lot. For a game that's meant to be about surviving in the wasteland, well, bad idea. I mean, yeah, it speeds up the game, but didn't need it. If you made it a good survival game in a smaller map, you wouldn't need fast travel. What else? There's one last thing. Oh yeah, that's it. So just on the survival sort of fast travel thing, they could have done something along the lines of basically, I don't know, if you have to drive around everywhere, obviously no fast travel, and if you got caught by or died, maybe you lost some upgrades on the car. They raided your car. They took all your supplies. They raided your car, and they took something off your car or something. I don't know. Just they should have done something different. It was just too basic, too easy, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this game. It was entertaining. It had some fun moments. The rest of it was just repetitive, and I just wanted it over and done with, and that's why we just kept going. I played it for like 2 days, sort of not straight because I only did like 4 hours and then 3 hours, but yeah, and I was just playing it to get it done. I wasn't really super enjoying it. I was more frustrated, especially that first night I did it. It was okay when I was doing an hour or two every now and then. So when I first got the game, I'd do a couple hours, so it was about 2 episodes. And then I'd stop and wouldn't play again for a few days, come back, because you weren't constantly playing the game. When I started constantly playing the game and played for like 4 hours and 3 hours, didn't enjoy it. Just wanted it done. I was playing it because I wanted to get to the end, and I was looking forward to the end because I thought the boss fight would be really fun at the end. It was kind of just, yeah, same as everything else in the game. And that's sort of where I'm just going to leave it. You guys can make your own opinions. You've seen what you've seen of the game. It's probably cheaper now than it was when I bought it, so it's probably maybe worth buying a bit more, maybe. I don't know. As for recommending the game to people, I'm not going to say yes or no. It depends what sort of games you guys like. I reckon it was enjoyable to play through once. I won't be playing it again. I just wanted to make this last video because I'm going to basically take it off my computer to free up some space on the SSDs. I could swap it over to a hard drive, but what's the point if I won't be playing it again? Yeah, guys, so you've seen the game. It's up to you guys if you want to buy it and play it. I'm sure most people already have before watching the video. It's a bad idea to watch the entire playthrough of a game and then buy a game, because you will never enjoy it when you know what happens. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people love this game, and yeah, that's fine. I'm probably not one of those people. I had fun. I think there's a lot of things in the game that are silly. I think the fact that I've got this car back now is stupid. At the end, maybe we got that other, what was that other car called? The Interceptor back. Maybe we could have just used that body and we could have had the upgrade still. But Numbnut should be dead still. The car should be dead. And as for all the people with the missions, maybe just have them, I don't know, the guys that are running the strongholds have the missions instead of that stripper who's back in, what territory is she in? Deep Fran's territory? She's back over there. She's alive still with a mission for us. So maybe just have the guy who runs the stronghold take over the mission instead. It just takes away from the story. It makes the story pointless in the game that happened, and it's just annoying and stupid. Anyway, I think I've talked for long enough. Thanks for watching the series, guys. If you sat through this and listened, let me know what you guys thought of the game, if you've played it, if you want to play it, I don't know, what are your thoughts on it all, about the ending and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm glad that guy died, but he didn't die, because he's still in the game. And if we got the Interceptor, yes, he wouldn't be on the back of the Interceptor to be able to use in the game, but just put somebody else on the back of the Interceptor. Just get someone else who's not this guy. He doesn't need to be on the back. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next series.